Simon Williams.
And welcome to the final Sports Extra 2023, a jam-packed show on the final day of the year. Majority of the show will be about the Rose Bowl with Michigan taking on Alabama. Nick Kuzma will join us live from the West Coast. Plus, the Albertville Band is in Pasadena, and we'll find out shortly why they are on that side of the country. Simon Williams up I-65 in Nashville this weekend for the Music City Bowl with the Auburn Tigers. History was made at the Huntsville City Classic this past week, and we've got a tasty edition for Best of the Week.
Now, Bama's Championship Drive on Fox 54, sponsored by Bank Independent and Mr. Sparky.
All right, everyone. Bowl games are all about having fun, and when the Crimson Tide touched down on the West Coast, Coach Nick Saban letting his guys play around for a few hours. Coach Saban, his wife, Miss Terry, and the staff, along with the players, taking part in some festivities at Disneyland earlier this week. The Tide took part in a parade with all the cast of characters like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald Duck. All right, now after that, everything turned into a business trip because we know that Coach Saban and company are looking to take care of business against Michigan and head to the CFP title game. We've had phenomenal coverage on the West Coast during the week, and the man following Alabama minute by minute is Nick Kuzma. Good evening, my friend. How are you enjoying yourself out there in Pasadena?
All is good. Good evening, Mo. Mo, the weeks of waiting have turned to days and then now to hours. And when the sun rises here in the San Gabriel Valley, it'll be time for parade floats and bands to stream down Colorado Boulevard for the Rose Bowl parade. And then not too long after that, it'll be time for the 110th edition of the granddaddy of them all. Alabama's offense will certainly have their hands full when the game gets underway tomorrow. Michigan has a stout defense, both against the run and the pass, and in fact, stout may be underselling it. The Wolverines allowed the fewest total yards in the nation this season, while also allowing the fewest points and touting the best turnover margin. But despite all the great things the 13-0 Wolverines have done this season, the allegations of sign stealing, which led to a 3-game suspension of head coach Jim Harbaugh in November, has at times been the talking point instead of Michigan's on-field accomplishments. Still, Nick Saban says he and the team are, quote, really not concerned about Michigan stealing signs.
Integrity in the game, I think, is really, really important. And, you know, our team has had every opportunity to prepare for this game just like they have every other game. And, you know, I think that especially when you're, you know, a no-huddle team, you got to adapt and adjust how you communicate with the quarterback. And hopefully one day we'll get to the NFL system where you can just talk to the guy in his helmet.
Flipping sides of the ball, the Rose Bowl pits a Crimson Tide defense that allows about 18 points a game versus a Wolverine offense that averages north of 35 points a contest, both top 15 marks in the country. Here's what Jim Harbaugh had to say today about Alabama's defense.
The backers can run. The edges are outstanding. There's always an edge to the defense. In the passing game, it's the combination of the really good coverage and the pressure on the quarterback. There's no real weak points to attack in the defense.
This morning at the head coach's press conference, I thought Jim Harbaugh made kind of a funny point. He was talking about how hard it could be for players to sleep the night before the Rose Bowl, going so far as to say that the sleep they're playing with tomorrow was actually last night's sleep. And if that's the case, that means the 5 North Alabama natives on this Alabama Crimson Tide team are in for a long night of waiting ahead of the 110th Rose Bowl game. This year, there are 5 former Tennessee Valley High School athletes on the Alabama Crimson Tide roster. 2 are from right in the Rocket City and 3 are from the Shoals. Let's catch up with the Huntsville guys first, starting with freshman offensive lineman Billy Roby.
It's been a true blessing. You know, it's hard work. Every day it's a grind, but you expect nothing less, and I really do enjoy what I do, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Roby played his high school ball at Huntsville High, as well as did junior wide receiver and relative Hayden Neighbors. Both are from the well-known Neighbors family, descendants of national champion and All-American Billy Neighbors.
It's a lot of people in our family. We're all over the place. So just you know, my cousin's at Ole Miss right now, and they're playing. So we're all over, you know, the name. It's awesome to carry on the legacy that my grandfather started back in the 60s.
Now, Now to the Shoals. Former Florence Falcon Nealon Hibbett is the lone Tennessee Valley native to see action on the field this season. He's been the Tide's starting long snapper for 3 years, and he offers this advice to other kids who dream of becoming Division I specialists.
It's a craft, and you have to have a passion for it because, it's not the popular position, but, it's just repetitions. The harder you work, the better you're going to get at it. But, it's a job that you have to go unnoticed. It's not going to be something where you're in the spotlight.
And the final two players are defensive backs Jaleel Hurley from Florence and Caleb McDougal from Muscle Shoals. They both share their excitement about being a part of the Rose Bowl.
Never been to Cali, never been nowhere other than Alabama, Georgia, Florida. So just being with the team, you don't get this opportunity with many other teams for real. So it's a great opportunity, and I appreciate Coach Saban and all the staff and the players for helping me get to this point where I'm at today.
It's like a dream come true. Growing up, you always dreamed of playing in the Rose Bowl. I saw whenever Alabama won the 09 national championship here, and just a very cool venue. It's been a great week for us so far, so very exciting times.
Well, those North Alabama natives are not the only ones that are in Pasadena this week. That's because one of our local high school bands is also in attendance, and I'm sure they're also filled with butterflies as they get ready for the Rose Parade. Marching bands charged with adding pop and flair to a college or high school game day experience. And in Marshall County, Albertville High School's band has been at it for nearly a century, now in its 98th year.
There's been a long storied tradition of great band programs, lots of directors that have invested into this. But this is one of those band programs that when you get to this job, you stay here.
The Albertville High School Marching Band has a slogan, continue their tradition. And as the calendar switches from 2023 to 2024, that tradition takes the Aggies west to Pasadena, California for the 135th Rose Parade, an opportunity many on the band are calling a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It's going to be probably one of the best experiences of my life. Just sitting here thinking about it, it's really mind-blowing. Now that we've been practicing for months and we've been really putting in the hard work and the hard effort, it seems so real.
This will be Albertville High's third trip to the City of Roses. The Aggies marched in the Rose Parade back in 2011 and 2018. And to prepare for the 5.5-mile parade through the streets of Pasadena, the band has gotten creative, drawing up a mock route to build endurance for New Year's Day.
It's just a totally different animal. Here we do an 8-minute halftime show and it's over. There we're doing a 2.5-hour parade. So the conditioning is much different.
Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon and I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston will be the two songs played in California by the Albertville Marching Band, more than 300 members strong. A number that on paper looks impressive in formation, but that required a great deal of fundraising to make the band's trip west even possible.
I think that's the special part about Albertville. The community itself is willing to give up money they don't really have to help give a generation of students experiences that they'll never have any other way is really special. I think 80% of our band has never been on an airplane before. We've got a large majority of our kids who have never seen the ocean before.
Head band director Dr. Taylor Cash said that due to the alumni and community financial buy-in, no kid who wanted to go to the parade was left out. And it's clear that an appreciation for the town they come from has been ingrained in the Albertville Marching Band.
That's so special to just know, we're such a small community, but we're all so close, and they put in time and helping fundraise.
The community has put so much into this. My family has supported me this whole way through, and the entire city of Albertville just kind of lifts this band program up.
Well, we certainly want to wish the Aggies the best of luck tomorrow morning in the Tournament of Roses Parade. And that's going to do it outside of the Rose Bowl. We're going to have coverage tomorrow after the game. And that's it for our live coverage tonight. Live outside the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, I'm Nick Kuzma, Fox 54 Sports.
All right, thanks, Nick. Have fun out there. On tomorrow. Now, for one more preview of tomorrow's game, let's check in with Joel Klatt from Fox Sports.
Alabama on the defensive side, one of the things that they have to do is play great in the short yardage. Okay, so this is 3rd and short against Georgia. Watch the commitment from Alabama of the second level to get to the ball carrier. everybody up near the line of scrimmage, relying on those defenders in the back end that they won't get beat deep. Here's another short yardage. See, Michigan's one of the best short yardage running teams in the country, and this is going to be crucial because when they get in these situations, they've got to commit those resources from the second level to go ahead and stop that short yardage run. They did this great against Georgia. 3 different times on 3rd and short, Alabama was able to get stops. But again, look at the commitment and the fast flow from the linebackers in order to get to the point of attack and make the stop. This one's like 3rd and a foot, and they were still able to get a stop. So defensively, I think Alabama is going to have to commit resources in the short yardage to make sure that Michigan can't have those long drives, because those long drives are what end up churning out a lot of time of possession, and then you can not get your offense on the field. And there is Jalen Milroe on offense. So Milroe, let's take a look at what he does. This is his ability to affect you outside of the pocket. Watch as Milroe is going to run towards the outside wide receiver. He puts the defender in conflict, a lot like J.J. McCarthy, and it allows that opening right down the hash mark to open up, and then he's got the athleticism and speed to go ahead and run. So you need to spy him, really, right? Jalen Milroe is so dangerous running the football, you got to spy him. But he's really good when you spy him as well. So later in the game, what does LSU do in this case? They spy Jalen Milroe. Now you've got somebody sitting right in front of him. All right, buddy, you're not going to run now. Well, look at how calm he is. He locates the spy and he says, okay, I'm just going to throw. Now he turns over to this slant pass and he's got the slant and it's wide open. And guess what it is? It's a first down for Alabama. Boom. That's easy stuff right there. And Milroe makes it look easy. And I love what he's able to do on the offensive side. So his ability to run the football is going to lead to his ability to throw the football. So that's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait for that matchup. This Rose Bowl is going to be, in a lot of ways, maybe one of the more epic games that we could ever get. Hopefully the game lives up to the hype, because I think a lot of us are expecting something pretty special there in Pasadena on New Year's Day.
Monday's game between the Crimson Tide and the Wolverines kicks off at 4 p.m. locally. You can watch it live on ESPN. All right, let's take our first sports